Hi everybody. Today I am going to discuss about market equilibrium and the law of supply and demand. Market price changes when buyers and sellers react. When prices are high, buyer reduces consumption, and when prices are low, the seller reduces production. So we are in a dynamic situations where the price, supply and demand fluctuates until a price is reached at which supply is equal to demand, and in economic theory this point is called equilibrium points. Here there are two functions we can see. One is supply function P equal to Sx, another is demand functions P equal to dx. For a commodity, this demand function relates the number of x that are produced to the unit price P equal to dx at which all x units, it's very important points, all x units are demanded, I mean sold in the marketplace. Similarly, the supply function, I mean Sx, it gives the corresponding price P equal to Sx at which producers are willing to supply X units to the marketplace. Very important point to understand. As the production level X increases, I mean this direction, the supply price, this P equal to Sx, also increases. By seeing this curve, we can understand this. X increases, this supply curve also increases. But the demand price P equal to dx decreases. Look at it is decreases. So we can conclude that the supply curve, this one, it is rising, and this demand curve, it is falling. That's what it says. Now we are finding here the equilibrium points. So law of supply and demand says that in a competitive market environment, supply tends to equal demand. That is the point here. When this occurs, so already we know it is a equilibrium points. So the market equilibrium occurs precisely, we can see it right now at the production level. This is the production line, production level XC, where these very important conditions, where PE equal to DXC equal to SC. These very important points. Here PE, it is called equilibrium price. Because this is equilibrium points, So this is equilibrium price and this is equilibrium, I mean for the production level, equilibrium production levels. Here, this one, this is the price. Now we need to see what about this shortage and the surplus. It is not in equilibrium conditions, because if the market is not in equilibrium, surely we can say it has a shortage or surplus. So when this demand exceeds supply, it is shortage. When supply exceeds demand, it is surplus. See, supply greater than demand, surplus. Demand greater than supply, shortage. So it's very clear. So let's move in the next slide to see an example and to calculate this point as well. We need to find the equilibrium points. So there are two functions already we see here, demand functions, supply functions, equations are given. So let's see the problem first. This market research indicates that manufacturer will supply X units of a particular commodity to the marketplace when the price P equal to SX dollar per unit, and that the same number of units, this is important point, same number of units will be demanded by the consumer when the price is P equal to DX dollar per unit. And here supply and demand functions are given. So we are asked to find the point of market equilibrium and to sketch the supply and demand curve and interpret that. So let's remove these questions and we need to proceed with these two equations, I mean supply and demand functions. So market equilibrium means what? These two must be equal, because our concentration is to find these points. Here it says market equilibrium occurs when this equal to this. So write those two equations and solving we get x equal to 8 and x equal to minus 14. Since only positive value of the production level x are meaningful, so we reject x equal to minus 14 and we conclude that the equilibrium occurs at x equal to 8. Equilibrium occurs at x equal to 8. So I put here 8, this point. Now we need to find the corresponding equilibrium price, this one PE. So let's move in the next slide. So how to get that? So the equilibrium price can be obtained by substituting x equal to 8, either supply equation or demand functions, either one. So we will use the demand function. So in these demand functions, we are putting x equal to 8, and here we need to find the value for the price. because we know P equal to this supply equal to dx. Already we have seen this equation in the previous slide. So PE equal to this demand function. We put the value x equal to 8 here and here. So easily we found this 74. So right away it is replaced here. P equal to 74. So we know x equal to 8, P equal to 74. So we know now equilibrium point is 874. So it's nicely we got it. And another important things here, already we have seen that by seeing the curve, this supply curve, it is a parabola, and demand curve, it is a straight line. And no units are supplied to the market until price reaches $10 per unit. By seeing this, we understand that. Now the question is how to find this value here. Already I put here 20, but it was not here. Already calculated, then it is kept. So we need to see how to get this point, I mean value for x at this point. So here we have to put price equal to 0, because if it is x-axis, it is y-axis. So we know on x-axis value for y is 0. So here price at this point on x-axis, I mean here, price is 0. So for these demand functions, this one, if I use this price 0, I mean same equation, price here I put 0, and this here I am trying to find x, putting this price 0, because here price will be 0, value for y. So we need to find the value for x. So x equal to 20.33, but I put a integer 20 units. So x value 20, so it is kept it here. So what we got here? So we got two value, x equal to 8 and x equal to 2. Here x equal to 0. So surely from here to here we can find two range. What is that? X less than 8 greater than equal to 0. So it means from here to here it is shortage. See, it's very clear. There is a market shortage and the supply curve, it is below the demand. Supply curve is below the demand curve, and the supply curve crosses the demand curve at this point. It means 874. It's a very important point. Supply and demand curve. The supply curve crosses the demand curve at equilibrium point 874, and in the right hand side of that we can put a new range, x less than 20 greater than equal to 8. There is market surplus. So it is very clear now for us. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching.